very pleased to introduce Angus Davis.
Thank you. I'm sorry that I'm the person to make you sit in these chairs for just a few more minutes, but the importance of what's happening right now in our state deserves 5 or 6 minutes more of our time here, and I hope you'll humor me with that. Jim and Harry, I want to thank you so much for this special opportunity to address RISC when Governor Kachiri appointed me to the Board of Regents together with Bob Flanders, our chairman. It was Harry and Jim who first came to me, sat down with me for lunch, and expressed to me the importance of education reform to RISC and their vision for where our state needed to go. And in the last few years that I've served on the Board of Regents, we've done some pretty impressive things with the support of the governor and fellow regents. We've put in place graduation requirements, which for the first time make a diploma actually mean something. We eliminated the moratorium on new charter schools, and for the first time in more than 5 years opened 2 new such schools, including the first mayoral academies. We introduced new programs to bring new teachers into our schools, alternative certification we call it, and we attracted Teach for America, a nationally renowned program where we competed with 30 other communities across the country, and we won, and we got them to come here next year starting in the fall. We raised the cut score on teacher entrance exams to become a teacher in our state from the lowest in the nation to the highest. We revamped our basic education plan for the first time in 20 years, and then we used that to say we should no longer use seniority as the sole means of teacher assignment. We asked all districts adopt a means of evaluating their teachers that is based in large part on measuring the successful outcomes of their students. Many of these changes were only possible thanks to the leadership of perhaps our greatest move in the last several years, which was attracting a transformative leader in Deborah Gist to become our new Commissioner of Education, replacing a 17-year incumbent. Over the next several weeks, I think you're going to hear much debate about the need for an equitable funding formula, a formula which sends money from the state to schools based not on bureaucracy, but on the needs and the number of the children in each school. Rhode Island is ready for such a formula. All of this is progress, but I want to speak with you today briefly about the recent controversy. By far, our most difficult work on the Regents lies in turning around our failing urban schools. And this process requires courage, leadership, and patience, and none of those things in small doses. Now, I should say, for the rest of my remarks, I am speaking to you today, yes, informed through my knowledge as a member of the Board of Regents, but I'm speaking to you as Angus. I'm not speaking in official capacity on behalf of anyone. I just want to lay out briefly what happened as we saw it from the state level and what's going to happen next. In December, President Obama's administration issued final guidance on how he would award school improvement grants and laid out very specific procedures for the first time in how states would be required to identify their lowest performing schools. And there are 4 models for how to turn them around, and you heard about that from Fran earlier. In Rhode Island, we responded first of any state in the country, and in January 7th, we adopted a protocol, and in January 11th, we identified 5 schools in Providence and the Central Falls High School as our persistently lowest performing schools, giving Dr. Gallo and Superintendent Brady 45 days to assemble a plan. You all know where we are now. The Commissioner has accepted Superintendent Gallo's recommendation of the turnaround model after every effort was made for the transformation model. This model is not just about replacing staff. It importantly calls for a new principal to bring the school in a new direction, attracting and screening both new talent and retaining the best talent that's in the school, developing a comprehensive instructional program, lengthening the school day, providing supports, professional development, and many other steps beyond what we hear about just now in the media. So that's the road ahead, but where are we today, right now? And what I came here today to say and beg for these last few minutes is to tell you that we are at a turning point, and not just for the children in Central Falls. We are at a turning point for our state and perhaps, yes, for the nation.